judgment to be 3-2 tells me that there is merit in the case that Vincent Ekosefua brought before the Supreme Court. There's merit. 3-2. If Vincent decides to call for a review of that decision, it is possible that with superior argument, yesterday's judgment can be overturned.
In fact, he's indicated it. No, he's indicated
I'm saying that if it, yes, because if now, yesterday there were 5, the Chief Justice, the acting Chief Justice can even add 2 more. With different thinking, different perspective on the same issue, looking at the context and other extenuating circumstances, the verdict can change. So for me, anybody who says that there was no justification for us to embark upon a demonstration or to call for the reversal or the suspension, those who are saying that the demonstration was not justified, I disagree with them. What happened yesterday, for me, honestly, I'm not happy about what is going on, the attack on the judiciary, because of pronouncements by no less a person at the President of the Republic of Ghana during the electionary campaign. He made some comments, some statements that he made were unnecessary, they were political, and they undermine the institution of the judiciary.
Which comments are?
One of them that I heard him was that we need a new Chief Justice. We need a new Chief Justice? Yes.
He said that?
Yes.
Where?
Oh, I saw it in the media. He said we need a new justice. When he met the NDC lawyers.
No, he didn't say that.
What did he say?
He was talking about what appears to be the lopsided nature of the judiciary, and that the NDC lawyers must also get ready someday, prepare them.
Ghanaians, and ask Ghanaians for their position on that. Did they do that? Did they do that? With all due respect, I'm tempted to say that what President Mahama is doing is their job for the boys. I'm tempted to say that. Otherwise, it's unfathomable. I can't understand it. The Chief Justice, this woman has been hounded for a very long time. What has she done? What has she done? Okay, and looking at Article 296 of the Constitution, those of us who are not lawyers, at least 296 of the Constitution, permit me, with indulgence, to just read Article 296, clauses A, B, and C. Where in this Constitution or in any other law, discretionary power is vested in any person or authority. That discretionary power shall be deemed to imply a duty to be fair and candid.
Right.
When you were reading the judgment from the Daily Graphic, you said that Justice Yoni Kolendi said that.
Show me anywhere, Article 146.
No. Oh? Yeah, that one.
Right.
He was pushing. Can the Supreme Court make sure that it is done? So for me, that question he asked was a no. No. So it says that where in this Constitution or in any other law, discretionary power is vested in any person or authority, A, that discretionary power shall be deemed to imply a duty to be fair and candid. B, the exercise of the discretionary power shall not be arbitrary, capricious, or biased, either by resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike, and shall be in accordance with due process of law. And C, where the person or authority is not a judge or other judicial officer, there shall be published by constitutional instrument or statutory instrument regulations that are not inconsistent with the provisions of this Constitution or that other law to govern the exercise of the discretionary power. For me, because of pronouncements by leading figures of the NDC, that's why I'm worried. If the president has good intention, assuming he has, these comments dilute that intention. That's my worry. Okay, and if you're not careful, a time is coming in this country that persons with expertise, deep knowledge, will decline appointment to public offices, because a new government comes and we are gone. If they want independent constitutional bodies, okay, the leadership to be coterminous to the presidency, they should tell us. Because the path we are charting will lead to that. Because President Mahama appoints a new Chief Justice, right? A different government comes. The person can also decide that they'll find a reason to get rid of you. They try it on Chief Justice Wood, but President Mills, I think, didn't yield. So we should be careful. We should build credible state institutions.
Let me ask you
devoid of partisanship. Now, our judiciary is being politicized.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Doc. Do you honestly think that if indeed Justice Tokono has done nothing wrong, she is totally innocent, do you think that Article 146 can get her removed if she's done nothing wrong?
146 gives us the procedure.
Yes.
And if you read 146, 1.
Yes.
A justice of the Superior Court or a chairman of the regional tribunal shall not be removed from office except for stated misbehavior or incompetence,
yes,
or on ground of inability to perform the functions of his office arising from infirmity of body or mind.
Yes.
The petitions that I've read.
Yes.
These 3 grounds, I don't see them there as constituting grounds for her removal.
And you don't think that the 5-member committee that have been constituted can objectively look at the facts before them and make a determination as to whether she's done something wrong or right?
As I sit here,
You don't trust them?
No, don't put words in my mouth.
Okay.
I wouldn't say otherwise.
Okay.
For me, it is about the petition that I've seen.
Yes.
And I was thinking that we shouldn't have even gotten to where we are. The president, when we see the petition, he conferred with Council of State.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'm hearing that the former Chief Justice didn't support.
We don't know that for a fact.
As I'm hearing, I might be wrong.
Yes.
That I'm hearing, I'm sure you've also heard
yes,
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Assuming what we are hearing, is true, then it tells me that there's something wrong.
Why? Out of 31 people, if one person decides to dissent, how does that make that a problem? 31.
She didn't even dissent.
No, I'm saying that.
What
granted.
she's saying doesn't amount
I'm
to
just saying that
dissent.
being granted, because this narrative has been pushed.
No,
This whole matter
I'm saying that this is what I've heard. And
I'm saying
if
no
it's
problem.
true,
No problem. One person decides that I disagree. 30 said yes. They think there's an issue there.
Being in that seat before, it raised concern because it was the same person
Okay.
that sat on
The Charlotte Osei case.
That's it. That time she was the CJ,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
She sat on it,
Yes.
and she found the petition to be of merit. That's why I'm grounding my argument.
Okay.
Because she was the person who sat on Charlotte's case, and I know that woman. Okay, I know her to be, a very strong woman, very principled and all that. Okay, my brother, the petition the 3 petitions, even one of them even may represent the facts about the travel of the Chief Judge. We have to be very careful in this country. You don't give a dog a bad name and hang it.
Whatever it is, Doc, why don't we allow the process to finish and allow the committee to, because you see, at the end of the day, the very constitution that you and your protesters are saying is being under attack, if the president decides not to follow the same constitution, that's also an attack on the constitution, isn't it? Because the constitution states quite clear, there's a framework. And his job is just to follow what the constitution says. If he decides not to do it, the same NPP will go and say, impeach the guy because he's failed to perform his constitutional duty.
The president
Yes.
can decide, looking at the petition, can decide to discontinue with that.
He doesn't have that luxury.
He doesn't have that luxury.
That's why it is...
Somebody presented similar petition to Nankufado.
Yes, but he established a prima facie case. The only problem, you're talking about the Professor Kwekwaza.
Yeah.
Yes, there was an establishment of prima facie. The only challenge he had with that was that he said the petitioner, Professor Kwekwaza, okay, should have known better that when you're petitioning the president over a matter like this, how do you call it, confidentiality, right? Which is what lawyers talk about. No, hold on. It's important so that we get the difference. His only problem was that he had made it public. Even though Professor Kwekwaza disagrees, that he said, I'm not responsible for it being public. That's one of the grounds that the president had with the Professor Kwekwaza petition.
The petitions to remove,
What was an establishment of prima facie
petition
case?
to remove the Chief Justice.
I'm talking about the talk.
Are they not in the public domain? I hear senior NDC members talking about the petition before it became public.
Yes, but I'm saying
talking about it.
Yeah, but I don't know who is responsible for that. So see, for me that's not the issue.
Legal.
Shall I make?
No, I want him to learn so that.
I will learn very soon.
I want him to learn so that.
I can proceed.
Yes. So in the national,
from what is going on, I find solace in what happened yesterday at the Supreme Court. Okay, the application to prevent the president from suspending the Chief Justice.
Okay.
At least two of them I agree with our position. We should be very careful the way we handle the judiciary.
Okay.
We need to be bold and tell the president that what he's doing is wrong.
All right.
It's unacceptable. He should, let me conclude on this.
Please do, so that I can bring in
About 2 months ago, there was a program at the conference center that I represented my caucus. President Mahama was the keynote speaker. At that event, he spoke beautifully that on our continent, governments like reversing what previous governments have done. He talked about reprimands, witch hunting and all that, and that he thinks that we shouldn't proceed on that tangent.
Okay.
He sweet talked. He's doing the reverse. Those who are advising him to be very careful because he needs to help us to protect our democracy. 3 decades of constitutional rule is a huge achievement. We must protect our democracy. The vanguard of our democracy is the judiciary. We should not do anything that undermines the integrity of the judiciary, that undermines its efficacy. We shouldn't. President Mahama should protect the judiciary. He should let the woman continue with jobs. As I said, she has done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Just witch hunt.